We continue from Uncle D's Sports Bar and Grill. I am Dave Riggert. This is Mustangs Weekly on ESPN 1550, our weekly chat about the St. Joseph Mustangs. St. Joe's Summer College baseball team, as we mentioned earlier. This is the 8th year of the St. Joseph Mustangs. Hard to believe. And we talked about Kai and Dan being there for almost all of it. Well, this next guest has been there for almost all of it as well. This will be his 4th year with the St. Joseph Mustangs. We just cannot get rid of him. Dixon Marble is with me, starting pitcher for the Mustangs. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming on. Finally, you're done with school, right? You're
Yes.
finally graduated after going from, well, you start off obviously in Utah being there because you're from there, but then
Yep.
you go to California College of the Siskiyous, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, New York Institute of Technology, St. Joseph in between every summer.
Yep.
Boy, it's been a wild ride, hasn't it, for you?
It has been quite the journey. I've had a great last 5 years.
All over the country.
All over the country.
Coast to coast.
Yep, coast to coast. And say I've literally driven from coast to coast. My car that's in the parking lot, same exact car I've had since I've been
How many
16.
miles is on that baby now?
A lot.
Still running, though. That's good.
Yep. And, went in the shop once to get the heater fixed. It wasn't even the
Wow.
transmission or anything, just the heater. Other than that, runs smooth sailing, got 30 miles per gallon all the way here, so.
Impressive, impressive. Dixon, take me back. 2013, the summer of 2013, that was your first year with the Mustangs. That seems like a long time ago, right?
Time ago.
Seems like a long, long time ago. That was your first year in St. Joseph. How did that all come about that you were able to come and play summer college baseball here?
I mean, that's a interesting story, actually. So I was in California, and it was a Friday, and I was headed home Saturday. I was gonna leave Saturday morning, and Friday I got a text from this weird number, and I was like, who in the world? And so I pulled it open, and it was from Stanton Jones. Come to find out, who, for those who don't know, he played at Arkansas Pine Bluff and then played here for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And he just was like, hey, playing summer for the St. Joseph Mustangs. We need a pitcher. Was wondering if you were interested or whatnot. And the reason why he is because I had signed with Arkansas Pine Bluff. And so I was like, at the time I didn't have anything. I wasn't playing anywhere. So I was like, yeah, of course. And so he passed on my number to Coach Johnson. Johnson called me at 6 in the morning on Saturday and was like, hey, you wanna come play for us? I was like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, all right, when can you get here? And I go, well, when do you want me? And he goes, well, our first practice is Monday, but our first game's Wednesday. So if you make it by Wednesday, that's great. And I was like, I'll be there by Tuesday, I guess. So we drove home and then, stayed for a day and then drove back out here. And just got out here. And luckily, Stan's the man and hooked me up with it. So. Had
you played anywhere else in the summer before?
I hadn't. There's a little men's league that's out in Utah and stuff that I pitched after my freshman year, but nope, just worked and hung out.
Because obviously talking to a lot of different guys throughout the last 7 years, when they played somewhere else and they play for the Mustangs, it's a totally different experience, and I'm sure it has been for you. And that's probably why you've come back every year. Is that the reason?
Oh, 100%. I would do anything to be come out and play here. It's honestly it's like nothing else. I go back to my other schools and talk with them about their summer teams and our championship game we had 200-300 people, and I go, yeah, our opening night we had 4,000 and something. So it's awesome. And then I love Coach Johnson. He's great guy. Dan, Kai, everybody in this whole program's just fantastic.
You guys get taken care of, don't you?
Oh, we get so well. I don't think there's, probably another summer team in the country that gets taken care of as well as we do.
And I know one thing is we talked to Dixon Marble, starting pitcher for the Mustangs. A lot of people kind of compare it to being treated like a minor leaguer. They because that's what Kai and Dan and Rick, when he was here, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make it like a minor league, like you guys were professional type players. Obviously, you're not getting paid like that, but you're getting treated like that, and that means a lot to you guys.
Oh, it means a lot. That's a big reason why I love it here and love playing for Johnson. It's hey, he trusts us. He knows that we're gonna take care of our stuff, and as long as we do that, he's great with that. He's great with understanding. They're gonna go do that stuff. I'll let them handle it. If I need to, I'll step in. But until that time, as long as they keep playing, they play their best. We're just gonna let them ride. And that's what's great about it is just having the trust of knowing that they know I can do what I need to do. I'm going to get my stuff done, and I'm going to go out and perform. So
Dixon's very capable of doing a lot of things because He has even done some color for games with me in the past, haven't you?
I have.
You gonna help out a little bit this year?
Oh, of course.
Out of the mound?
Hey, you know, if you want to come out there, you're more than welcome. No, this is my favorite. I love coming on and doing shows. That's when I walked into the office. That's the first thing I said to Matt. I was like, yeah, I need to get on that show with Dave again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, tell me about your season this past year with New York Institute of Technology. Again, you had a redshirt year because of your going from Arkansas Pine Bluff to NYIT. That was probably hard sitting out a little bit, wasn't it? That 1 year.
Oh, it was awful. It wasn't awful. It was really hard though.
Hard to watch your teammates play.
Yeah, and especially because that was the first time in my life that I had to take a season off. I've never been injured, never had to do anything like that, and so sitting out and just watching a team that, especially that year, they were still pretty young. The year before that, they had brought in a lot of freshmen, so they only won four games the year before I got there. Then when I got there, they were hoping I was going to be able to play and stuff, but then it turned out not. But they were still young. They had, like 7 out of the 9 starters were sophomores at that point and stuff. So, they were pretty good. I shouldn't say pretty good. They did a lot better. They won 14 games, so 10 more, which is good and stuff. But it was hard to watch because they needed pitching, and I was, I'm a pitcher.
Wanted to help,
and so I couldn't do it, and so that was, the big thing about this year was it felt so great just to finally be able to go out and play with those guys. I had done all the conditioning, all the running, all the lifting, all that stuff with them the year before, and just didn't get to do the actual game part of it and stuff. So it was awesome. And then I love those guys. I love baseball. It's just just fun.
And again, you guys won 17, so you increased that. You had a good year, 3-5, but that doesn't tell the story. You had a 3.26 ERA, probably not a lot of run support, I'm guessing, because again, you had 11 appearances, 9 starts, 3 complete games. You even had a save.
I did have a save in there.
And you allowed less hits than innings pitched this year. You only had 8 walks the entire year, so you had to be pretty happy with how things went for you.
Yeah, I was really happy. It would have been nice to get a couple more wins and stuff, but that's. I don't know.
That's baseball sometimes, isn't it?
It is, especially for a pitcher, and that's hard. The hard part about being a pitcher is you're only a guy that's tagged with a win-loss record and stuff. So I don't focus on that a lot. It would be cool to be, 9-2 or something like that. But the biggest thing is, I want to keep that ERA down because that shows me, that I give my team a chance. And the other things, just innings pitched and stuff. That's something I take pride in. That that I throw as many innings as I can. I think almost every team I've been on, I've led the team in innings and stuff. So that's something I really pride myself in. And it was fun. Really had a probably better year than that. I had one bad game at Maine. It was
the Black Bears got you.
Yeah. Oh, they got me bad. It was like our 5th game or something. And up until that point, I was down. I had like a 2.0, 1.9 ERA or something like that. I'd only given up 8 runs total the whole year. Go out there. And it was just one of those bad days. Just didn't have a good feel, and ended up giving up 8 runs in 5 innings. I gave up as many runs as I did the whole year, and then after that, then the next game I actually came in. I actually was when I got my save and stuff, and then just got back on track. Threw a complete game like a week after that, and just got back on track. Just one bad week, but
it happens.
That's baseball.
It is
what it is. So.
Last year with the Mustangs, 5-2, a 2.62 ERA, and you did lead the Mustangs in innings last year. And I'm sure you do take a lot of pride in that, don't you?
I do.
Eating up innings and going at least 7 or 8 every start.
Yeah. That's the one thing I hate coming out before 6th, 7th inning. When I go out there, in my mindset, I'm finishing the game. If there's I don't care how tired I am or whatnot. Coach has to drag me off the field and stuff. I always fight to try to stay in there. So.
We've talked and joked about your frame. As we talked to Dixon Marble, starting pitcher for the Mustangs. We'll go 5'10", 155 because that's what the roster said. That's what we'll go with. How hard do you throw?
I hit, we'll put it this way. Off the mound or off of a crow hop? Because this winter, for the record, everybody, off a crow hop, I did hit 92 once.
You did? Wow. That's way more than I would have guessed.
Now, during the season off the mound, I only hit 87 once.
Still, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's not as good as, there's a kid on my team that was like, he's touching 94 every once in a while and stuff. So then you throw me out there, I sit 83 to 85 and stuff, but, you've seen me pitch. Yeah. I'm not a guy that I don't necessarily throw a whole lot of fastballs. I do and I command it, but, my style of pitching is I'm going to throw everything, any count.
How many pitches do you have?
4, if you count a 2-seam, 5, I guess.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you throw everything, don't you? I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Fastball, and then 2-seam, 2 curves, 3 slider, 4 change, and any count, any time. I mean, that's.
What's your best pitch, in your mind?
If I'm locating it a fastball, because a located fastball is best pitch. But aside from that, honestly, I would probably my sliders. Sliders. We actually in New York Tech we started out this new game. We called it the slider game because one day, like, I don't know, we were just talking about it, and like there's 3 or 4 of us that just had pretty good sliders and stuff. So we started calling it, and then they were joking. They're like, yeah, Dixon's the CEO of the slider game now. So
nice.
Yeah, no, that is. There was actually there was one game. Who were we playing against? I can't remember, but there was just a big fastball. Oh, Binghamton. But they're just a great fastball hitting team. And so, like, the game before I pitched the second game, and, like, we got beat up pretty bad. They were just mashing balls. And so I went out there, and we're like, okay, well, they hit fastballs pretty well. Let's see what they can do with everything else. And I ended up throwing a gem, but I think I only threw, like, 15 fastballs out of 100 pitches. We just slider, curveball, changeup, whatever. And then it was funny is towards the end of the game, after, showing all that, is actually I was able to, like, throw my fastball by some kids, stuff because they were so used to it. But yeah, no, I mean
that's the art of pitching.
Yeah, that it is. I mean, just executing. It doesn't, that's the big thing I tell myself too is, and kids and stuff as I work with them is pitching. It's not, that there is like a right pitcher, I guess, for a situation, but any pitch can work in any situation. Mm-hmm. You just have to execute it, and so that's why I'm a big believer in that. That's why it helps to have all 4 pitches that I can execute and stuff when I need to, and that's what I think gives me my success.
Talking to Mustang starting pitcher Dixon Marble, they'll open up next Wednesday at home against the Van Johnson Raiders. We'll have the game here on ESPN 1550, and you don't know the entire. You've seen the roster, I'm sure. You don't know all the guys on your team yet, but I'm sure, kind of like Kai and Dan were talking about, you have total trust in Coach Johnson getting the right guys, the right chemistry guys, the right character guys on this team, and I'm sure you have no concern about that, do you?
Oh, I have no concern. Johnson and everybody, they do a fantastic job with kids. I mean, I've been here 4 years, and I've loved every single team I've played on. Especially little shout out to last year's group. I mean, that was probably one of the funnest teams I've ever been a part of and stuff. And that's what they do. They do a great job of not only bringing in great talent, but they bring in a lot of really just class act, individuals.
As far as the pitching staff goes, you do have some guys back from a year ago. Humberto Medina's back. Logan Jasek is back. Trent Hill's going to throw again. Mm-hmm. Preston Felgate, you guys were the 1-2 punch last year. You'll likely be that again. D'Amico is back. John Milan is back this year. So a good mix of some new guys plus veterans, and that's always nice to have veterans around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. It's it is nice. And then their other Drew Ferguson is actually if he's still coming, but he actually played with us for. There was a couple weeks at the end.
I do remember that now.
Do you remember? Yeah. I say yeah. So I played with him too. He lived with me. That's why I really know Drew. But yeah, no, it's always nice to have some veteran guys. From what I looked at, we have some stud younger guys that are coming in and stuff. So as far as us veterans, it's just about handling our business and whatnot. And you know what these guys are gonna do. They've shown it for year after year. Trent is always gonna be a great hitter. Yeah. Gonna come in, shut it down when we need him. I mean, Preston was just, nasty all year long. Last summer, D'Amico locked down out of the bullpen. I mean, we're a great team. We'll have a lot of experience under our belts, for those group, and then you just got to show, the younger kids a little way, what to do and help them out when they're there. But, the thing is, with the kids that Johnson brings in most of the time is they're good enough, you don't need to help them. I mean, that's why Johnson brings them in and runs this program like this, is because he knows he can bring in the talent where, hey, you know what, we're going to win, we're going to compete and stuff. But so it's just, just going back out, playing and having fun, staying relaxed.
Will you get the ball in the opener?
I have no idea.
Going to twist Johnson's arm a little bit?
Who are we playing in the opener?
Van Johnson Raiders, non-league game.
I didn't say it's non-league game, so I don't know.
So maybe you want it in game 2 against
I didn't say, yeah.
Sedalia, is that who it is? Yep.
Is it?
Sedalia on next Thursday.
So maybe that. I don't know. I'll pitch whenever he tells me to. I don't know. I wouldn't even mind waiting until Friday, because Friday nights are awesome. And Saturdays, no.
Those are league games too?
Yep. So. I say, no, I'm fantastic with whatever. I don't know what's going to come or whatnot, but whenever.
You'll be ready when it's there, right?
Yep. When I get the ball, I'll be out there and I'll give it what I got. So.
Sounds good. Dixon, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Hey,
Good luck this year.
Appreciate it.
Dixon Marble. You're going to wear number 16 again, more than likely?
Absolutely.
You have to, right?
Absolutely, of course.
Number 16-year program, Dixon Marble, as he is in his 4th year now with the St. Joseph Mustangs. So we're going to break in. We'll come back and talk to Matt Tritt, the newest employee of the St. Joseph Mustangs, as we continue from Uncle D's Sports Bar and Girls Mustangs Weekly right here on ESPN 1550.